Hi everyone, my name is Madhura Raut. I'm a principal data scientist at Workday. I work in San Francisco in a company where I lead teams that build real world AI and machine learning systems. Before we dive in, let's take a moment to think. What's the first thing you think when you hear a word machine learning or artificial intelligence? Self-driving cars, robots, ChatGPT, all good guesses. But today I want to show you machine learning, which is actually around you, what you will learn in school, and how you can implement that when you go in the industry, work on the real data, work on the real world problems, and how you can actually integrate machine learning and artificial intelligence that you see now all around you into your professional and personal life, and how you can build your future in more productive way. So let's go ahead. I'll tell you something about me first. Here's my quick story so you know who you're talking to. I did my master's from University of Southern California. I learned computer science with major in data science. And then I came into Silicon Valley where I started my first job. I started working as a researcher in a company called Visa. I did I did work on a lot of projects there, and then I finally moved to a company called Workday. In Workday, I started from data scientist, and now I've moved up to the ladder where I'm principal data scientist and I lead team of other engineers. Um, yeah, so in my job, I have built time series forecasting models that predict how many people a business should schedule for work. Think like restaurants, retail stores, like airlines. I work with time series forecasting with machine learning and deep learning models. And I also use now agentic AI that integrates well into machine learning systems. These are just fancy ways to make machine learn complex patterns and take actions that actually use by real customers. I also care a lot about ethical AI because smart systems should treat everyone fairly. So I'm an advocate for ethical AI, and I try to incorporate that into my daily and professional life whenever I'm using machine learning or AI. Um, but yeah, I think so. If you like solving real problems, you're in the right room, and we are going to learn a lot about that today. And I want this discussion to be more thought provoking, and each one should take something from this conversation to your life and think that how you want to use even a little bit of it in your future life. Um, okay, let's go ahead. I'm sure you all must be learning about AI and machine learning in your curriculum. So before we dive more into the discussion of AI and machine learning, I want to first talk more about what exactly is machine learning. Um, so machine learning is when computer learns from data to make predictions or decisions without you hard coding it, without you specifying certain rules. For example, machine learning is all around you. You must not even realize it that this is machine learning, but when what you're actually using is generated by machine learning. I'm pretty sure you all must be watching TV on different platforms like Netflix, Prime Video, Hulu, Max, everything that you watch on TV. Let's say, for example, Netflix platform. You're watching some show, let's say you're watching Stranger Things, and next thing it recommends you some other show. How is it doing it? That is machine learning. Um, Another example is a Google Photos. So you see photos on Google app, and when you search for dog or beach trip 2021, no one sat and tagged every single photo with if this is human, this is cat or dog. An image classifier, which is a machine learning program that learn to recognize dog and people, and then actually then it is making decision for you that whether it should show you this image or not when you search for dog. Okay, so the takeaway here is machine learning is you feed input data to it, which is a raw information like images, text. It could be any information relevant to make decision for the model. then model learns all of these patterns and then it makes predictions for you. Um, Now, talking more about software development versus machine learning. You all must be learning traditional programming in your curriculum. So, in that, it is as simple as that you set rules, you have data, and it gives you output. For example, um, you code particular game, you write your every rule so that it understands what happens when you click a button. That's your software. But it's not as simple for machine learning software. Machine learning algorithms actually is not trying to give you output based on rules. It asks for data. It also asks you, show me some output which is you have seen with this data, and then it makes its own rule. You don't have to specify rules. Model will learn those rules based on all the data that you provide to the model. So you give computer a lot of examples and let it figure out the rules for you. For examples, um, let's say spam filter. Um, when you're using your emails, you see a lot of emails that could be spam or that could be um, coming from not reliable source. So, and you like to, um, so if you were to do this old way to classify if it is a spam email or not, by traditional software rule, you just write rules that if this email has particular keywords like congratulations, you won, you just mark that as spam. But machine learning ways, you feed in thousands of previous emails that you have seen, and you also give label for those emails that in your past experience, if this email was spam or not spam. And just computer learns what patterns which actually makes this email spam or non-spam, and then it applies those rules on the future data. So you don't have to give any rules, it will learn on itself. Okay, so now that we learned a little bit more about machine learning and how it differs from traditional software, now the question that I get a lot from the students and software engineers that I mentor is, once you are done with actually studying in school and learning all about machine learning, when you actually go into the industry and when you start working on your first job, how it actually changes, how a day in life of machine learning engineer or data scientist looks like. What are your responsibilities? How do you work on machine learning? How do you interact with software engineers? How do you interact with product managers? So let's just go into how daily activities of data scientists look like. So to start with, I don't work just by myself. I work with lot of engineers, lot more product managers. I interact with customers. So it's not a one person job. A data scientist job is you have to interact with entire team. You have to work cross team as well. So data scientists usually work with product teams as well as customers to first understand what the problem is. So in my experience, one of the most important skill that I had learned after entering industry is how to differentiate whether this is a data science problem or not. Every software problem cannot be solved with data science, or rather, every problem doesn't require data science. Sometimes it can be solved with simple rule-based system. Sometimes it can be solved just with traditional software, and that's good enough. You don't need to put data science in everything. So one of the important skill is you need to understand when data science is actually going to add some value to it, how data science actually take your product from level 1 to level 10 maybe. So, and in those cases, data science is useful because it's not just that data science is hard or time consuming to implement. It takes a lot of money and resources too. Um, so yeah, I think the first thing that whenever I start working on the product or any project, first thing I think about is, does it actually require data science expertise? If it does, then you go to the next step. Um, let's be honest, the data that you use for your data science project, it's not going to be clean, which I'm sure you all are not aware of it, because when you're in school, when you're working on academic projects, the data that you get is usually very clean. Even if it is not 100% clean, it is the best data that you can actually get in your career, I would say. Once you go into the real world, the data that you're going to get is very messy. It's going to have a lot of missing values, it's going to have a lot of outliers, a lot of weird formats. So I would say 20 to 40% of your project time you're going to spend on actually cleaning up your data, making sense of data, and taking data into the format where it can be actually used by software or machine learning product. Once you have clean data, then your next task is actually thinking about where which category of machine learning this problems comes in. Then you start training your model, you start writing algorithm, or if there is pre-existing algorithm for that model, you start using that model to actually train on the data. And then it's like, do I use decision tree, do I use neural network, do I use agentic AI, which is current fancy thing. So you have to make those decisions. Once you make the decision about the models, then there comes a time where you have to test models performance in the real world. Then the next step comes, which is A/B testing. You have to tune the model performance, put it in the real world, test it out on actual customer data, and see how your model is performing. If the performance is good, you just deploy the model in production. If the performance is not good, you tune the model, you tune the hyperparameters, you tune your problem statement a little bit, you do some more discoveries and change your code a little bit, redeploy it. So it's a long process of actually testing it out on different customer use cases. Then the last step is actually you deploy your model in production. That also is a team effort. You need help of software engineers, you need help of backend and DevOps, which are specialized in machine learning. And then by taking help of uh, different team members, you deploy models in production. For me, at Workday, I built labor demand forecasting system that predicts how many employees a retail store should schedule during holiday season, during normal hours. And for this problem, I use historical data for sales, like weather data, events data, customer specific promotion data. So taking all this input, I built a model which is a state of art forecasting algorithm, which takes in all this data and then make predictions on how many people retail store might need at any particular hour. So yeah, that's how the day in machine learning engineers life looks like. Um, but it doesn't stop at that. Now that's how it looked like until last year. Now enter generative AI. I'm sure everybody, once you hear generative AI, first thing might be coming to your mind is ChatGPT. That is one of the popular tool, but it doesn't stop there. Generative AI can now write code. It can draw, it can solve puzzles, it can write music, it can behave just like human. Scary? Not so much, a little bit, but it also has a lot of benefits. Um, Now, let's talk about what's changed with the emergence of AI, how it looked before and how it looks now from last year to maybe going forward. Um, I would say before, you, like you as data scientists or machine learning engineers spend weeks building model from scratch, cleaning huge data sets, tweaking hyperparameters, deploying models. Now, how it changes, many companies open source pre-trained models like GPT, BERT, stable diffusion, and you take these pre-trained models, you tune them according to your use case and use them directly in production. Um, it was, I think before, it was very slow and manual process which needed massive computing power. Now you can just take these pre-trained models if it suits your use case, obviously, and then you can fine tune them according to your unique problem with very effective way. You don't need a lot of resources. You don't need to spend a lot of money training your model. It just pre-trained for you. So it's very cost effective. So for example, like instead of training your own image recognition model, you can start with model like ResNet and then fine tune it according to your use case, recognize your own custom objects like sports jerseys or wildlife species. So that has changed with the emergence of generative AI. Now, how I use AI at work, I showed you what my day looks like as data scientist working in a tech company. Now, since last year, with emergence of so many AI tools, how my perspective has changed in terms of using AI for work as well as in my personal life, and how I use it to my advantage to make myself more productive. So these are some of the tools that I use in my daily life. Um, First one is GitHub Copilot. Um, you must have heard about this tool. Many students and tech professionals use this tool to actually help them write code snippets. It catches bugs for you. It writes unit tests. So it reduces a lot of repetitive work. So if you are used to writing software, you see that there are a lot of boilerplate code that we have to write. Even let's say, for example, in Java, you have to write a lot of boiler boilerplate class object models, which can be easily replaced and written by such AI tools like Copilot. So it creates skeleton for you, and then you build on those skeleton. Then you write code logic wherever it's required. So I would say AI is taking the repetitiveness from your process, and then it actually makes the process more fun where you put your energy on the most creative part. Another tool that I really, really love using is Notebook LM. I, as a data scientist, I use lot of books to even train myself, keep myself up to date on advanced tools, technologies, and I also read a lot of research papers from conferences. So Notebook LM is a tool that I use for studying as well as learning about new research papers. This tool can actually be used by students as well, where you can upload a book or upload a research paper, and then you can have conversation with AI tool where you can ask that, okay, from this book I don't understand this particular chapter, can you explain me? So the advantage is AI can explain you that particular chapter in simpler language, the language that you understand, and also can with the help of some visuals. So I have found this tool very helpful. It helps me be more productive, and I don't have to spend a lot of time reading the entire book. It focuses on the chapter that I'm most interested in. It helps you give summary of the entire chapter or maybe entire book. So you can use this to your advantage. Um, Another tool that we all are aware of is ChatGPT. So tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google Gemini, those are like all kind of similar tools that drafts anything that you want. Like it's like a conversation AI. You can ask it to do anything, like maybe draft blog posts for you, generate ideas, or even help you prepare slide like this. Like this is the practical example in front of you. So when I was preparing for this presentation, I had topics in my mind. I wrote what each slide should have topic and gave all the context to AI, and then asked AI, can you generate these slides for me? It generated a skeleton, and then I fine tuned it. I entered some images and I entered relevant information wherever required. But this is the practical use of AI where you can save time on creating presentations, writing blog posts. But again, um, Related to this, one thing that came to my mind is I get one question asked from my students that I mentor is AI taking over jobs? Does that mean AI can do everything now and in the future you won't have any tech job because AI can do everything? I would say no. AI is not going to take over any jobs. The job roles and responsibilities are going to change, but it's not going to make any job role vanish. Why I say that is AI is not able to make decisions. That's our superpower. Like as humans, we are decision makers. So AI can do whatever you are asking it to do. So a person who is giving command, who is actually giving AI instruction, it's still you. And even to give those instructions, you need to have all the context about the use case. That's why you spend so many years in school to learn all these things. You learn mathematics, you learn statistics, you learn machine learning, you learn AI, so that you have understanding of the situation, you have understanding of the problem that you're trying to solve, and then you can take help of these AI tools to just take out the repetitiveness from your coding, from your problem solving. But at the end of it, the creativity is still yours, the brain is still yours. So AI is not going to replace that ever. um, okay, so moving ahead, I showed you how I use AI in my professional life, but I also use AI a lot in my daily life to make myself more productive and use b- use my time to do more creative things or rest more rather than doing a lot of repetitive work. So these are some of the tools that I use or use cases that I use AI into my daily personal life. So I plan trips with ChatGPT. I travel a lot, so I use ChatGPT to make itineraries, to actually find some hidden gems or find like restaurants in particular city that I'm traveling in. Um, I I use AI to create grocery list and plan meals for me so that I don't have to spend a lot of time thinking what I should be eating. I take obviously help of my nutritionist to give me some suggestion that okay, these are the things that I should be eating. Then I give that input to AI to then create accordingly uh, meal plans for me. So see, the brain is still that I take advice from expert, but I take that advice and that I convert that into a proper plan that I use AI for the help for doing that. Then, whenever I'm traveling, let's say I went to Italy last month and I wanted to learn some Italian words. So now, if you have ChatGPT, you can have a audio-based conversation with ChatGPT where actually you can practice any language with AI. So that I find very helpful. Where I'm traveling to new city, I ask AI that, "Hey, can you teach me some basic Italian words so I'm able to converse with people?" And it will tell you the words, it will teach you, you can actually say those words, and then AI gives you feedback if your pronunciation is correct, if you're saying it correctly. So I think that's the best use of AI. Then some of the other things is like I have social media like Instagram, LinkedIn, where I create a lot of blog posts in tech, in travel. So I use AI to proofread my blog posts, sometimes generate my caption ideas. I asked AI to give me some suggestions or feedback on my social media profile that, oh, what I should be doing more to gain more followers or how I can make more impact. And AI sometimes actually analyzes your profile and gives you really good feedback. Um, yeah, these are some of the use cases in your personal life where you can use AI. Um, moving ahead now, we talked a little bit about if AI is going to take over your jobs, but now let's be real. With time, things change, and you have to adapt with time. There are going to be some job roles which are going to be changed or affected majorly with AI boom. But now there are some of the positive part is there are a lot more job roles which are going to be invented and which were not there few years back, but with AI now there are these new job roles which are going to come, and you are the first generation who's going to be taking over those jobs. So I think it's really positive change if you look from that perspective. um, these are some of the job roles that I thought that it's going to be next big thing in next few years. So something like prompt engineer. What does prompt engineer do? So they craft precise instructions to get the best results from AI. As I mentioned that you need to have good understanding of statistics, mathematics, machine learning to even write prompt like give me give me a plan for writing machine learning system to do weather forecasting. It can't generate entire machine learning software for you with that one prompt. So the prompt engineer's work is give it enough data, give it enough context, then give it more clear instructions of what you want to do. So prompt engineering is very tedious and difficult job role, but with skills, you can definitely master it. Um, I think another job role is AI engineer. I have seen gaming industry getting a lot more positive advancement with the wake of AI. What could change with AI in the gaming industry is you can design games where enemies learn how to play and adapt. Like imagine a zombie game where zombie outsmarts your trick. So you can make these games look more um, lively or alive with lot. Like you can put if you are playing in a game and if you want the character looks like you can do that now with AI. So it's not very very advanced yet, but it's definitely possible. And many engineers, many companies are working towards it. So I think AI in gaming industry, it's also another role that you should be looking out for. Um, Another example of the new role that is required now with this generative AI boom is AI ethicist. As I mentioned, that I'm also very passionate about using AI for the right reasons. Um, so there should be someone who ensures that algorithm don't treat people unfairly, or AI doesn't have any bias based on race or gender. These are some of very core and very important things that we as a society should focus on. So I'm pretty sure every company will have engineer, somebody who is responsible for ethical AI. For example, mm, like a software or algorithm which is meant for hiring for jobs must not favor just one gender or race over another. So it's job of AI ethicists to make sure that that's not happening. All these job roles did not exist 5 years ago. So imagine the jobs you will create in the next 5 years. So I'm very excited for your generation to actually go in the industry and actually make your own path, make new job roles based on the things that you keep discovering. Um, so now going forward, if you are aiming to work in the tech industry, what thing you should start learning, or what thing as somebody who is working in the industry, giving advice to students would tell them what things you should learn. I think Python is one language which is the core language that every data scientist use, and majority of the companies who have machine learning products out there, they are written in Python. It is very easy and powerful language, and it is backed by many great libraries like scikit-learn, TensorFlow, PyTorch. They are not going to go away. That's the base for even something like Gen AI. So I think I would advise that everybody should learn Python when you have time. Statistics. So statistic is also a core of everything, like statistic, mathematics, and also machine learning and AI that goes hand in hand with that. But statistics is the base of everything. So you need to understand data distribution, you need to understand sampling, bias, all the vital for trustable AI. So I think statistics is one thing everybody should focus on if you want to grow in the AI industry. Critical thinking and creativity. These are some of the things that are core to any engineer or any person who's working in tech. AI will sometimes get things wrong. So you must question, does this prediction make sense? That is like a critical thinking. And that's something you cannot learn from books, but I think that comes more from the practical use of the information that you learn at school. It will You can grow this while you are at school, but you will also grow your critical thinking when you start working in the industry. Creativity, obviously, I think it's everybody is creative, I'm pretty sure, in this room. And AI can generate options, but you have to choose what's useful, what's cool, and what's fair. So being creative, I think it's the given in this industry. And teamwork is something that I feel like everybody here should value. I know it's very underrated skill to have, but people who actually grow fast in tech world, they know how to do teamwork. You can't be doing everything by yourself. You need to learn how to delegate work, how to make sure that you get along with your teammates, how you work together as a team. I think it's very underrated skill, but I think it's very important skill to actually work on while you're studying. um, Okay, so I know we talked a lot about machine learning and AI, and you must be thinking now, where does machine learning show up in your everyday life? As we talked about before, that you see a lot of recommendations on Netflix. Similar to that, you must see these recommendations everywhere around you, like any apps that you use or your parents use to order food, to book you vacation, like Uber Eats, Airbnb. That uses lot of machine learning. It is actually learning from your behavior, how you are interacting with the app. It is actually getting all your data, and then it is making decisions for you. You must see you must be seeing a lot of autonomous vehicle all around you, especially in Bay Area, like transportation industry, where you see Tesla, you see Waymo, all these self-driving cars. The core of it is AI and machine learning. Um, if you have social media that you use, you must have seen these face filters that you use on Snapchat, Instagram filters. All this is basically face recognition, and it is image generation, which is basically machine learning. Then again, for the financial systems like Visa, MasterCard, they use your information, all the information that you have given the right to use for these companies. They use this information to actually give you more recommendation, like, okay, with this particular transaction, you will get some additional bonus so that with those points you can buy something else. So all these systems basically use AI in some capacity or the other in their backend. um, Okay, so now another question is, can AI be too smart? It's not all sunshine. AI learns biases from data. So if, for example, let's say if past hiring data for any company, it was biased, AI can replicate that bias. So any company which is hiring, they can hire wrong people because data was biased. Um, Another very important issue which is going on right now is AI, like deep fakes, make fake videos of people which are almost indistinguishable from real ones, which is a huge problem. And if it is used for wrong reasons, it can cause a lot of chaos in the society. Um, Something like a bad medical AI system could diagnose the particular disease incorrectly. So misdiagnostic is really huge risk that AI can cause in medical industry. So it's really important to actually make decision whether to use AI in this use case or not, or where to use and how to use AI effectively. That's why I've been saying that ethical AI is going to be very important topic in many years to come. I would say humans must monitor and guide AI to be safe and ethical. So your coding skills and your sense of right or wrong, it's a very powerful combination. Um, you can start learning AI now, as we have said it multiple times in this presentation. These are some of the tools that I have put together that how you can use or start learning from AI. You don't have to use all the fancy tools that I have shown you before, which maybe all tech in professionals use. But these are some of the resources where you can start using AI without having to pay for any subscription or without having to um, learn how to use those fancy tools. So you can try Teachable Machine, which lets you make your own images and sound within minutes. You can use something called as Scratch with AI blocks, which lets you code AI games without any heavy math. You can use Code Academy or websites like Coursera, where you can learn Python by doing like beginner projects or like a team projects. Kaggle is one of the best resources that I had found when I was studying in school. And Kaggle lets you try your hands on the real world data, where you can actually get data from the real companies. They put their data for students competitions, so you can participate in those competitions. That also help you build teamwork. So I think Kaggle is really good resource. um, yeah, I think there are infinite resources. You just have to have little bit of curiosity and passion to learn AI, and the world is wide open for you. um, so yes, I would say that the future of AI is in your hands. I'll leave you with my favorite line, which is AI won't replace you, but someone using AI might. So you have the chance now to combine your creativity, coding, and curiosity to build system that can change lives. I would say use that opportunity very wisely. You could design the next life-saving medical AI, or you could invent a game that adapts, to each player. You can build tools that can fight climate change. The possibilities are endless. I personally can't wait for all of you to start using AI and machine learning, and I can't wait to see what all you create. Thank you so much. It was amazing chatting with all of you, and I hope the future of AI is safe in your hands. Thank you.